Well, let's speak now to Sian Williams, who is Chief Executive of Switchback, a charity that aims to help young men find a way out of the justice system. Sian, it's really good to speak to you today. And if you just tell me, what action do we need to try and sort out what clearly is a problem of overcrowding in prisons?
Thank you, and thanks for asking us to come and speak because it's such an important issue. Switchback works with young men leaving prison, returning to London, and we've seen a horrific increase in what we call recall. So recall is when someone is released from prison but doesn't meet their licence conditions according to the probation officer and the probation service and are recalled to prison. And there's been a 78% growth in the number of recalls over the last 10 years. So what that tells us is that when people are released from prison, it's not particularly guaranteed that they're going to be able to stay out of prison. So when we look at this problem now, which is an overcrowding in prisons, we're seeing two problems. Firstly, there are just too many people in the prison estate for the capacity that we have. And secondly, you just heard from David, but others throughout the morning, that prisons are not doing rehabilitation well. We're not being able to give people the skills and the support, but not only that, the mental health support, so that when they leave prison, they can build a new life. Switchback works with young men leaving prison, and our goal is that people don't go back, that they can build a stable and rewarding life. And really, the reoffending rate in this country is horrific. About 1 in 5 people are back inside within a year. Realistically, we think that is absolutely outrageous. A Switchback, we've got that down to 1 in 10.
Right.
And the reason that's different is because we give people what they need on release.
Sian, can I ask you a little bit about what you've said to me about recall, the issue of recalls? Do you have any figures on whether people are recalled because they're doing something as simple as missing a meeting, or whether they are truly a risk to society? How do we know how many are of one and of the other?
Yeah, really difficult to get those stats. Our anecdotal evidence is that recall is really unpredictable. So the guys that we're working with who have been recalled, often it's a case that they have, missed a meeting, or they've missed 2 meetings in a row, or they've not been able to let their probation officer what's going on. It's very rarely that there's actual either reoffending or a risk to the public. Now, it's really easy to blame the probation service, but every probation officer has got a caseload that is off the scale, and it's really hard for them. Often we see people who have a maximum of 5 minutes with their probation officer during their entire period on probation. And obviously that isn't going to help anyone either resettle well, and it's not going to help probation officers know who to recall. So we don't think that there is kind of transparency around the data. We're in a good conversation with the probation service to try and understand that better, because if you come out of prison on licence and you don't know what you'll be recalled for, that's really difficult too.
Okay. Sian Williams, it's been really good to talk to you. Thanks once again for taking the time to speak to us on BBC News.
Thank you.